Bob, you're next.
I once upset a lot of people after I was hired to film a wedding. Something I'd entirely forgotten.
David's team.
Who hired you to film their wedding?
A very good friend of mine who saw something in me. He was called Dr. King.
All right.
And he had an act. He was a comedian. It was his stage name.
Oh, right, yeah.
And he had little toy rabbits, little furry rabbits on the end of string, about 10 of them. And he would tell a joke. I bought my granddad a snowboard for Christmas. He's been going downhill ever since. And then swing the rabbits.
Right.
Put too much petrol in my car the other day. I couldn't get in it. that was his act.
And someone married this man.
Did I say he was married?
Well, you
did say it was his wedding.
You asked me who asked me to film a wedding.
OK, I think I asked you who asked you to film their wedding.
Well, in that case, I apologise. I've behaved very badly.
OK, Dr. King commissioned you to film someone else's wedding?
Yes.
OK.
I obviously was drawn to Dr. King on account of the rabbits, but also his personality. He was...
Isn't that older, yeah?
Yeah. I don't know why I'm telling you about him, other than the fact I found myself living with him.
What?
And he was a professional gambler. He made his living betting on the horses.
Right.
He would only make a few bets a year. It could be as little as 5. He also did videos of weddings.
And you lived with him?
I lived with him, yeah. He drank 5 pints of milk a day.
Wow, that's a lot of milk.
Isn't it a lot of milk?
Wow. At what stage in your life did you live with Dr. King?
I was probably about 30 years old, I think.
What was his real name? Because you say Dr. King was his stage name as a comedian.
Yeah. I'm going to say... I'll say Jerry Knuckles.
OK.
I don't want to say...
So obviously he had to change it to something more amusing for his comedy work.
I'll tell you what's interesting. Nothing to do with the story. His girlfriend was one of the Teletubbies.
Which one?
The green one.
And you said he would only make about 5 bets a year. How do you make enough money from that?
Big bets.
Is that his girlfriend's name? Dr. King and Big Bets are coming around for lunch again.
There you go. So, obviously, that's true.
So, he ran a business videoing weddings and similar events,
Yes,
did he?
and one Saturday, I was asked to go along and be one of the 2 cameras. So I went to this wedding, and he said, go down the front and get the bride coming in.
You mean filmer?
Filmer, yeah.
All right. You mean kidnapper?
And you said this angered a lot of people.
No, that didn't anger anyone. What you do is, in those days, is you didn't edit videos, you just gave them all the footage. I go home back to the flat to transfer the little cassettes that are in the VCR onto a VHS.
Onto a VHS. So what happens then?
I did what I was meant to do.
Yes.
Handed it over to the family. And then the next morning... Did it say I upset someone? The next morning, there was a knock on the door, like the police.
Yeah.
Bang, bang, bang. And it was the father of the bride.
Oh, no, what had you done? What was the footage?
Exactly.
Oh, no.
Because the VHS that I gave to the family was a recording of a horse race. So when they turned it on to show the family, it went, and they're off!
Because you had recorded the wrong thing?
I know I'd taken the wrong VHS, which was one of This ties in, because it was one of Kingy's...
Bets.
Horse racing.
But you've transferred it from the small cassette that
Yes.
goes in the camera to a VHS.
Yes.
And then just picked up a different VHS.
I mean, it's a long time ago. My memory's fleeting, a bit like a mouse's tear on a hot griddle.
did you still have the right VHS in the flat? Because that could have
Yes,
resolved matters
we
quite quickly.
Absolutely did. But he did say to us, "You've behaved very badly and you should be ashamed of yourselves."
How did the father of the bride know where you lived?
It's on our letterheading. Perhaps.
Michelle, what do you reckon?
The thing is, the story is absolute nonsense. Like, it's ridiculous.
No, actually, when you get into it...
That's what I'm
the
saying.
milk and rabbits aside, it's just Bob took the wrong VHS.
Yes.
If you imagine I once mixed up 2 VHSs, we'd think that was plausible, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there we go. Let's move on.
So do you think Bob's been telling you the truth?
I don't want to talk on that subject. You happy to go true?
Yeah. Me gut's saying lie, but...
You think lie, you think true.
Yeah.
We're going to say true. We're going to say true, and then I've just got some things to do. So that's fine. Then you can let me know at some point.
You're 100% on this?
I've said what I've said.
Oh. That's your decision. You're saying it's true.
I'm just trying to... You know, there's a bigger picture. It's a troubled world out there. And I think I'm going to address that.
And we'll live with the consequences.
Absolutely.
OK, they say it's true. Bob, was it true or was it a lie?
I was telling the truth.
It's true. Bob did upset a lot of people when he filmed a wedding.
I must say, that is gratifying.
Chris, you're next.